There is a secret, hidden in plain sight, symbols, woven into the fabric of our everyday world. You've seen them, again and again, on buildings, on currency, in art, but never truly looked. Because what they reveal isn't just history, it's a blueprint for awakening. These are not random marks or ancient decorations, they are messages, left by those who knew something most of us still don't. Builders of temples, keepers of mysteries, architects of meaning. Their mission wasn't just to shape stone, but to shape the soul. Imagine for a moment, a builder, not of bricks but of being, tasked with creating a temple not made of marble or mortar, but of spirit, eternal and invisible. A temple that exists within each of us, waiting to be revealed. This is the work of the mason, and the deeper truth behind the tools. The square isn't just a shape, it speaks of integrity, alignment, truth. The compass isn't just for drawing circles, it teaches balance, restraint, and measured living. And the all-seeing eye? It isn't about surveillance. It's about awareness, the kind that sees what most never will, the hidden patterns that shape reality itself. These symbols are not separate. They form a sacred design, a code, passed down through generations. And those who understand it don't just observe the world, they change it. But here's the truth. This path was never meant for a select few. The journey of the builder is for anyone ready to rise, to face the inner darkness and transform chaos into meaning. In this video, we won't just explore these ancient symbols. We'll learn how to use them, to build a life of purpose, to awaken what lies dormant, to become architects of our own transformation. So stay with me, and prepare to see the world and yourself in a way you never have before. Because once you understand the language of the builder, there is no going back. The builder's journey, unusual challenge he must build without the familiar sounds of hammer and chisel, without the guidance of voices around him. This is no ordinary construction. It is a temple of the mind and soul made only from his own inner resources, patience, and vision. Every layer, every part of this temple is a piece of himself, his beliefs, his values, his experiences, and with each stone he lays, he inches closer to understanding his purpose, his true self. But as with any journey worth taking, he encounters obstacles. Three forces confront him: thought, emotion, and action. These three are powerful allies, yet dangerous foes, for they each have the power to shape or destroy. Thought represents his mind, the endless stream of ideas and questions that guide him forward or cloud his vision. Emotion is the force of feeling deep and consuming that drives his passion, but can easily lead him astray. And action, his will in motion, determines whether his intentions will take form or falter together. These three forces test him, shaping the outcome of his work and ultimately his character. At first, these forces betray him. Thought becomes twisted into doubt, emotion descends into unchecked desire, and action becomes reckless, almost destructive. His creation, the very temple he is building, seems to crumble, but the builder does not give up. He knows that if he is to succeed, he must learn to master these forces, to align them so they work in harmony. He must learn to guide his thoughts with clarity, temper his emotions with wisdom, and channel his actions with purpose. Only then can he continue his work and fulfill the call that brought him here. This story is more than an allegory. It's a reminder that each of us in our own lives is that builder. We're all constructing something meaningful, piecing together our identities, our dreams, our beliefs. We all face the forces of thought, emotion, and action, and like the builder, we are called to bring them into balance. Thought without clarity leads to confusion, emotion without restraint becomes chaotic, and action without purpose can tear down what we've worked so hard to build. And so the journey of the builder is also the journey of self-mastery. It's about finding strength and resilience, about knowing that each challenge is part of the process. Just as a sculptor must chip away at stone to reveal a form, we must confront our own rough edges, the unpolished parts of ourselves, to bring forth something extraordinary. The Masonic legend tells us that the builder eventually reaches a breaking point. He's faced betrayal, hardship, even isolation. But in this moment, he makes a choice to forgive, to continue, and to trust the process. He understands that the tools he was given, the very same that nearly destroyed him, are in fact the keys to his own evolution. It is only through struggle, through learning to wield these tools with skill and intention, that he can bring forth the temple within himself in Masonic tradition. This story of the builder is also a story of resurrection. The builder who once struggled alone becomes the master who has risen above. He is reborn, not through miracles or divine intervention, but through his own dedication to the journey he has learned to create toe shape and ultimately to transcend. Now let's look closer at the symbols guiding him, guiding us to master this path and reveal the deeper meaning that lies in light and shadow, in the language of symbols, and in the timeless process of building a temple that stands not on earth but within light. And light and darkness, two forces that have captured human imagination. Since the dawn of time, in Masonic tradition, these forces are more than mere opposites. They represent the fundamental tensions within us: ignorance and knowledge, chaos and order, blindness and sight. But what if these two, rather than being enemies, were necessary companions on the path to understanding ourselves? Imagine standing alone in darkness at first. There's fear, discomfort, the sense of being lost, but then a single flame appears, a light. In the void, that light represents knowledge, awareness, the beginning of vision. Yet the Masons teach us that light is meaningful only because of darkness. It is only in darkness that light can truly shine. In this way, darkness symbolizes not merely the unknown but a fertile ground, a place of potential, of possibility, waiting to be awakened. Consider how often we in our own lives turn away from darkness, whether it's difficult experiences, painful memories, or uncertainties about the future we are taught to fear. What we don't understand, but within the Masonic framework, this darkness is where we begin. The void it's called as the blank canvas on which we paint our inner worlds and facing our own darkness. We begin the work of shaping ourselves, of bringing clarity to the things we once chose to ignore or hide away. In Masonic art, we see the builder cloaked in a blue robe crowned with golden light here. Blue represents wisdom, a calm, steady presence. Presence amidst mystery, and gold symbolizes enlightenment, the light of insight that pierces through ignorance. This builder stands at the boundary between light and darkness, learning to work with both. He knows that light reveals, but it is in darkness where transformation begins. But light and darkness are more than metaphors. They are tools. The Masons teach that by embracing both forces we gain a fuller picture of ourselves. Darkness is not merely something to conquer, it is something to understand, to work with. The hidden aspects of our minds, the parts we often overlook, hold valuable lessons. We are called to bring our light, our awareness into these places, to navigate them with courage and curiosity, rather than fear. Yet there is a risk. The builder learns that too much light can be as blinding as darkness. In a world flooded with information, endless distractions, and external expectations, it's easy to be overwhelmed, to lose sight of what truly matters. So the task is balanced: to cultivate light without losing oneself, to illuminate without overshadowing. As the builder progresses, she realizes that light is not an external force, but something within it, grows from understanding, from resilience, from the willingness to confront one's own shadows, and it is this inner light that guides him forward, a steady beacon amidst uncertainty, showing him the path even when all seems dark. So what does this mean? For us to work with light and darkness is to recognize that each experience, each challenge holds a hidden lesson, a piece of the puzzle that makes up who we are. The Masonic builder teaches us that real growth comes not from avoiding difficulty, but from embracing it. The light we seek is not out there, it is something we cultivate, something we bring forth. As we move to the next part, we will delve deeper into how the Mason use the symbol of the stairway, a path of mastery and understanding to guide the builder through the worlds of light and darkness. This journey is one of constant ascent, one step at a time, where each step reveals a new layer of meaning, of purpose, and of self. In the Masonic tradition, there are the 3 pillars of human development. There are 3 forces that shape every human journey, 3 pillars that uphold the temple of the self. They are not made of stone, but of energy, of being, thought, emotion, action. Imagine them as the foundational supports of a great spiritual temple. each one essential, each one influencing the integrity and balance of your life. These aren't just abstract ideas. They are the very currents that guide our choices, mold our character, and determine our destiny. Thought is the first pillar, the realm of the mind. It is where beliefs are born, where questions arise, where insight awakens. It is the voice within us, sometimes clear, sometimes chaotic. The Masons teach that true mastery of thought begins with discipline to separate truth from illusion, to filter noise from knowledge, to cultivate a mind that builds rather than breaks thought. When used with clarity, becomes a builder, shaping a mental framework strong enough to support growth. But left unchecked, it becomes a maze, a trap of overthinking, self-doubt, and confusion. The second pillar is emotion, the heart of our human experience. It is through emotion that we connect, that we feel, that we are moved by love, inspired by beauty, or driven by purpose. But the same energy that lifts us can also bring us anger, fear, envy, grief. They can cloud judgment, distort reality. In the Masonic path, emotion must not be suppressed but understood, harnessed, guided. Because when we learn to ride its waves rather than drown in them, emotion becomes a powerful ally, fueling compassion, igniting passion, deepening purpose. But when emotion takes the lead without thought, it becomes a fire that burns without direction. And finally, there is action, the physical expression of what we think and feel. It is where ideas take form, where feelings are transformed into deeds. It's not just doing for the sake of doing, it's purposeful action, aligned with our values and inner truth. The Masonic journey reminds us, without action, even the most profound thoughts and heartfelt emotions remain shadows, potential never realized. But action without thought is reckless. Action without feeling is hollow. These three pillars, thought, emotion, and action, are not separate. They are threads in the same tapestry. They shape not only the person we become, but the legacy we leave behind. Thought without emotion becomes cold. Emotion without thought becomes chaotic, and without action, nothing becomes real. The journey of the builder is the journey of integration. To be wise, yet compassionate. To feel deeply, yet act with discipline. To move with purpose, guided by clarity and inner strength. But mastering this balance is not a one-time task. It's a lifelong practice, a daily refinement, a commitment to inner alignment, again and again. And so each of us stands as our own architect, shaping a temple of character, one thought, one feeling, one action at a time. When we bring harmony within, we extend that harmony to everything we touch. This is the true path of self-mastery, and it begins with the three pillars. As we move forward, we'll see how these forces, thought, emotion, and action, are encoded in the symbols of the Masonic tradition, guiding us up the staircase of transformation, one step, one choice, one insight at a time. Decoding the symbolism of the stairway image of a stairway holds a profound significance. It's more than a simple path from one level to the next. It's a journey of mastery, a progression through stages of understanding and growth. Each step is a symbol, a challenge to be overcome, a lesson to be learned. The stairway invites the builder to ascend, to elevate his mind and spirit, moving closer to wisdom. With each step, the stairway begins at ground level, where two great pillars stand, symbols of the duality of existence. They represent light and dark, order and chaos, the seen and the unseen. To take the first step, the builder must acknowledge this duality, understanding that life is a balance of opposites. This is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Without this grounding, the journey upward would be impossible, for it is in navigating life's polarities that the builder gains strength and insight. As he moves up, he encounters a series of 7 steps, each one representing an essential field of human knowledge: grammar, rhetoric, logic, arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy in the Masonic tradition. These disciplines are not merely academic, they are steps on a spiritual path. Grammar and rhetoric teach him to understand and express himself clearly, to articulate his truth. Logic and arithmetic sharpen his mind honing his ability to think critically and solve problems. Geometry and astronomy connect him to the order of the universe, revealing the beauty and precision of creation. And then there is music, a language that speaks directly to the soul, reminding him of harmony and rhythm, of the unseen forces that guide all life. Each of these disciplines serves a tool shaping the builder's mind and soul. They are steps of refinement, teaching him to bring order to his thoughts, beauty to his words, and purpose to his actions. The Masons believe that mastery in these fields prepares one not only to understand the world, but to transcend it, to perceive a higher reality that lies beyond the physical. But the stairway does not end here. Beyond the 7 steps, the builder encounters another series. 5 steps representing the senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. These are his tools for perceiving the world, for experiencing life in all its richness. Yet he learns that the senses are double-edged. They can both reveal and deceive. Sight may show him beauty, but can also blind him with illusions. Hearing may bring wisdom, but it can also lead him astray with lies. Each sense the Masons teach must be mastered, refined, so that it serves the builder's higher purpose rather than distracting him from it. Then, as he ascends further, he finds 3 final step symbols of the ancient trinity that runs through countless spiritual traditions. They represent 3 aspects of the self: body, mind, and spirit. These 3 are the ultimate balance, the culmination of the journey. They remind the builder that while he is a physical being, he is also a mind and a soul. True mastery lies in uniting these parts, bringing body, mind, and spirit into harmony. To climb the stairway is to move from ignorance to understanding, from chaos to order, from isolation to unity. But this journey is not about escaping the world. It is about understanding it more deeply, learning to see with clarity, to feel with compassion, to act with purpose. The stairway invites each of us to ascend, to refine ourselves, to elevate our lives, so that we may bring something meaningful to the world. This journey is never complete. The stairway goes on forever, leading us to higher and higher states of awareness, and so each step becomes a meditation, a practice, a call to awaken. The Masons teach us that the true path to wisdom is not a single revelation, but a series of gradual insights, each one lifting us a little closer to the light. As we continue, let us carry with us the lessons of the stairway, using them as tools to shape our journey. Now we turn to the final, and perhaps the most mysterious of symbols, the all-seeing eye, the symbol that awaits at the top, representing the culmination of this ascent, the vision that sees beyond sight, the awareness that transcends illusion. At the pinnacle of the Masonic journey lies one of its most enigmatic eye of providence and powerful symbols. The eye of providence, often called the all-seeing eye. This eye, set within a triangle, gazes down from above, watching over creation, seemingly offering wisdom, guidance, and insight. But what does it truly mean? Why has this symbol captivated, inspired, and even unsettled so many throughout history? The eye of providence is no ordinary eye. It represents vision beyond sight, a form of awareness that transcends the physical. It is often linked to the idea of divine oversight, a guiding force or consciousness that observes and understands all things. For the Masons, this eye is a symbol of a heightened state of awareness, a glimpse into a deeper reality where one sees not only the world, but also oneself, stripped of illusion. To see through this eye is to see beyond what is on the surface, beyond appearances, into the very essence of existence. In Masonic teachings, the eye is also a reminder that we are never alone. It speaks of an internal watcher, the part of ourselves that quietly observes our thoughts, our actions, our motives. This inner observer holds us accountable, urging us to act with integrity, to live in alignment with our highest values. The all-seeing eye invites us to question ourselves. Are we true to our purpose? Are we living by principles? Are we guided by wisdom? It serves as a silent reminder that we too must cultivate this inner vision if we are to master ourselves. But there is more. The triangle that frames the eye holds its own layers of meaning in esoteric thought. The triangle represents the Trinity: body, mind, and spirit. The 3 elements that, when aligned, form a stable foundation. For personal growth, each side of the triangle is crucial, and within its shape, the eye sits as a unifying force. It's a powerful image of harmony suggesting that only by balancing these three aspects of ourselves can we see clearly and act purposefully. This eye, however, is not only about inner sight, it is also about unity. By seeing through this eye, we are reminded of the interconnectedness of all things, that we are part of a larger design. The Masons teach that each individual is a vital part of this grand architecture. The choices we make, the actions we take ripple out into the world, shaping it. And so the all-seeing eye is both a guide and a guardian, urging us to live consciously, to consider the effects of our actions, to see ourselves as builders of the world we inhabit. Yet the eye also reveals an uncomfortable truth. To see clearly is not always to find comfort. It means facing our shadows, recognizing our flaws, confronting the aspects of ourselves we may wish to ignore. True vision, the Masons tell us, requires honesty, humility, and courage. The all-seeing eye challenges us to look within and to ask the hard questions. It is an invitation to face the parts of ourselves that still need growth, to see where we might still be blind. This is the path to self-mastery, to wisdom, to wholeness. As we move forward, we will see how this awareness, this sight beyond sight, can transform our journey as builders of our own lives. Let us continue carrying with us the light of this inner vision to become the architects of a world built on integrity, purpose, and truth. The inner temple. Throughout the Masonic tradition, one profound idea lies at the heart of every symbol, every ritual, every journey: the concept of the inner temple. This is not a structure of stone or steel. It cannot be seen with the eyes or touched by the hands. Because this temple is within you, it is built in silence, in solitude. It is shaped not by tools, but by intention. It rises not through labor, but through truth, discipline, and self-awareness. It is the highest work a human can undertake, to become the architect of their own soul. Imagine for a moment that your thoughts are the bricks, your values, the pillars, your actions, the architecture. Every decision, every hardship faced with integrity, every lesson learned through struggle, becomes part of this sacred structure. The Masons teach that the inner temple is built in the unseen hours, in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when applause fades and distractions fall away. It is here, in the stillness, that we lay the foundation of character. Each stone within this temple represents a virtue: honesty, courage, compassion, resilience. These are not abstract ideas. They are living elements, embedded into the walls of the spirit. And just as a stone temple must withstand storms, so must the inner temple stand firm in the face of chaos. When life shakes, when the world trembles, this temple becomes our refuge, a fortress built from within. But its purpose is not only protection. At the heart of the inner temple lies something even more sacred: a sanctuary, a quiet chamber of reflection and clarity. It is here that we meet ourselves without masks, where we confront our shadows and our light, where we ask not, "What do I want?" but, "Who am I becoming?" This sacred space is where wisdom is born, not from books, but from presence, from listening to the quiet voice within, from seeing ourselves as we truly are, unfiltered, unguarded, unafraid. And yet the Masons remind us, this temple is never truly finished. It is a living structure, a work in progress, a lifelong project. Every trial you face, every mistake you rise from, every truth you accept, adds another stone, another level, another step toward your higher self. The inner temple grows as you do. It mirrors your evolution. It reflects not only who you are, but who you are becoming. This is the real journey, not outward, but inward, not into the world, but into the soul. And as you build this temple, stone by stone, choice by choice, you don't just transform yourself, you prepare yourself to transform the world. Mastering self-reflection, reminded that it is not just for ourselves, this temple, once strong and complete, becomes a place from which we can serve others, a place from which we can lead and inspire. Just as ancient temples were built as sanctuaries, so too is our inner temple a source of light for the world. Through our own self-mastery, We bring something powerful to those around us, a reminder that true strength lies within, and that each of us has the ability to become something greater. And so as we reach this final part of our journey, let us carry this understanding forward that the inner temple is both a gift and our responsibility. It is a call to live with integrity, to build with purpose, and to become a source of light in a world that so often needs it. Each stone, each step brings us closer to that vision, a temple of the self built not of stone, but of the highest ideals within us all. As we reach the end of this journey, we arrive at one final essential truth in Masonic thought: the idea of the self as the ultimate judge of the inner temple through symbols, rituals, and teachings. We've seen how the Masons use Aligre to guide the builder on a path of self-mastery, integrity, and wisdom, but in the end, no external force holds the final judgment. Instead, it is the self that weighs the worth of the temple we have built within. In Masonic tradition, every individual is responsible for their own inner work. The choices we make, the actions we take, the intentions we hold, all these become the foundation. The walls, the sacred space of our inner temple. And as we build, we must also be the observer, the one who stands back to see whether this structure aligns with our values, our purpose, our truth. We become both the architect and the judge, responsible not just for the construction, but for its integrity. This idea challenges us to live with accountability. Each stone we place within the temple of ourselves, the thoughts, decisions, and deeds, must stand the test of time. It calls us to ask, are we building with integrity? Are we being true to our highest values? Are we in every action aligning with the principles we hold dear? In this way, the judgment is not punitive. It's reflective, a process of honest self-assessment and continual refinement. The Masons teach that at the end of one's journey, it is this inner judgment that truly matters, not the approval of others, not the rewards or accolades, but the knowledge that we have lived with integrity, that we have been true to the temple within. This final judgment is not a single moment, but an ongoing process, a daily reflection that keeps us aligned, guiding us toward greater understanding, compassion, and strength. In the end, the inner temple stands as a reflection of who we are, of what we have chosen to create, and as we look upon our work, we become aware of its purpose, of its meaning, and of the legacy it leaves behind. We see ourselves as both the builder and the judge, responsible for the impact we make on ourselves and on the world. The true essence of Masonic wisdom is found here in this understanding that each of us holds the power, the responsibility, and the privilege to shape our own lives with purpose. And so, as we step away from this journey, let us remember that the real temple is built from within. Guided by the principles we choose to uphold, let us be the architects of our own lives, building with integrity and judging ourselves with honesty. For in the end, the inner temple is the lasting testament of who we are, a legacy of self-mastery, wisdom, and truth. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. May we all continue to build with purpose, to judge with clarity, and to live as true builders of the lives we are meant to create. Final message to your YouTube family. And so, dear seekers, remember this: the greatest temples are not built in cities, but within the soul. The most sacred light is not found in the sky, but in the quiet corners of your heart. You are the builder. You are the blueprint. You are the key. Keep walking the path of truth. Keep asking the deep questions. And most importantly, trust the silent voice within. It knows the way home. If this journey touched your spirit, don't forget to like, comment your thoughts, and share this message with someone who needs it. And if you're new here, welcome to the family. Subscribe, because we've only just begun. Till next time, stay awakened, stay real, and keep building your inner temple. Peace, light, and love to you all.